Ayo, chapter 119 of Kaiju number 8 was absolutely non-stop fighting, and I was here for it. Seeing Narumi be utterly unhinged and literally melting his brain to go fight this Daikaiju, but then also getting hit with that crazy death scare towards the end of the chapter, bro. Is he going to survive this wound to his chest? It looked very close to his heart area, and I am praying that he can bind this wound with his armor, but only time will tell, dog. And then Kafka literally regenerating his arm and saving Narumi in the blink of an eye? Come on, our boy is back. There's finally some hope in this series, and things are actually looking up. And we'll talk about that in this video. So let's get into it. So chapter 119 starts off with Mina still sitting next to Kafka's body, who nobody thinks is alive at this point. But Mina notices out the corner of her eye that his wrist twitches, and she asks herself, did I just see him move? She buzzes back over to the scientist and says, hey, what are the vitals right now on Kaiju number 8? And they say, we still have none. But Mina notices one small intricacy that lets her know that Kafka hasn't given up yet and isn't dead yet. She recalls back to whenever the First Division and Isao were fighting Kafka, trying to see what he was like for the first time, and whenever Kafka lost consciousness because he penetrated his own chest, he actually reverted back to his human form. And even though his core is damaged now, he's still in his Kaiju form, which just lets Mina know Kafka's not done fighting back yet. And that was a really cool notice by Mina. That was something that I didn't consider whatsoever. So the fact that she noticed that small thing just lets you know how much Mina really does care, bro. Mina pays attention to everything about Kafka, and she probably always has. But then things quickly flash back over to Narumi and Hoshina, where they just got done dodging that huge explosion from the Meireki Daikaiju a couple chapters back. Kurusu buzzes over to Mina and lets everybody know that currently the number 1 suit is down 15% output and that the number 10 suit is down 12% output, which means one thing. They are both getting tired and their suits will not last much longer until they overheat. Hoshina wants to keep on leading the onslaught and trying to help lead the onslaught, but he literally can't. This Daikaiju is stopping all of his attacks and predicting any movement that he could possibly make, and Hoshina realizes that the only chance that they have at beating this thing is by using Narumi's eyes to their umpteenth degree. Narumi gets in close towards the Daikaiju and is throwing attack after attack, and for some reason, this Daikaiju is predicting all his attacks, and he just doesn't really understand why. But the one thing that he does notice is that he can read the future now, right? But for some reason, he's seeing multiple futures presented to him, and he can't really predict all the futures at once until he looks inside of this Meireki Daikaiju and realizes that the Meireki Daikaiju is comprised, amalgamated, whatever you want to use, made up of hundreds of different kaiju. So in order for them to lead an onslaught against this Meireki Daikaiju, Narumi realizes then and there that he is going to have to read the futures of hundreds of different kaiju at the same time, be fast enough to attack this Meireki Daikaiju before it can react to his attacks. And that is insane in saying it, and even crazier to watch Narumi pull it off, dog. He starts hitting attack after attack after attack, and everyone is shook. Hoshina's eyes widen up and he says, damn, this dude is really the biggest monster around here right now. He can read this thing's attacks. He charges in headfirst with Narumi, and they just start leading an onslaught against this thing while also hyping each other up, and watching them two get each other lit while they're also tired at the same time was such a dope thing, bro. Iron sharpens iron. Narumi yells out to Hoshina that we don't have enough in your attacks right now, bowl cut, get it together. And Hoshina's like, dog, aren't you looking a little tired right now? Like, your output percentage is down 15%, mine's only 12. And they both just lead in with everything that they have. But as they go in for their final attack against this Daikaiju, Narumi runs out of gas right before he can land this attack, and they realize that his suit is overheated, but Narumi overrides control and continues to fully output this number 1 suit. He's using the eyes to their full extent. He's using the suit to its full extent. And Kurusu tells Narumi straight up, dog, this is too much. You're going to fry your brain doing this. And not only is he going to fry his brain doing this because of what we watched him do this chapter, bro, But think, probably within like an hour or two of this happening in the past, he just got done overusing those eyes against that Daikaiju that, or what was it, Kaiju number 11, 12, whichever one that he fought. So this is the second time today that Narumi has overused these eyes, and I can only imagine the ramifications for this, dog. If Narumi does live through all this war, what type of effects is this going to have on Narumi's brain, eyes, body, whatever it might be? We will see, dog, but it was hype to see Narumi start getting unhinged here and use those eyes and just say F it. But at the same time, like I said, the ramifications will not be small here. They will not be small at all. Narumi continues crashing out here and keeps up his onslaught versus this Daikaiju, and all he's thinking about in this moment is Isao giving everything that he had because he knew the defense force was prepared to take up whatever he left behind, and Narumi thinks of himself in that same light. He says, even if I meet my end today, the next soldiers in line are more than prepared. I'm just going to hold this thing off for as long as I can and get as much information from it as I can so that all the soldiers of the future can use that to their best advantage. He's keeping up attacks, and as he lifts up his weapon up over his head, we see the Meireki Daikaiju pierce straight into Narumi's heart. Maybe it's his chest, but the one thing that it also reminded me of is what we just saw a couple chapters back. It actually reminded me of exactly what it did to Hoshina's ancestor, bro. When Hoshina's ancestor had the sword up above his head, and as he was about to bring it down, this Daikaiju did the same exact thing to him. Narumi gets hit, Hoshina gets knocked off to the side, and this Daikaiju is looking up right now, bro. As Narumi is sitting there, the Daikaiju uses those ancient texts to go across Narumi's body, and it looks like he's about to cut Narumi in half until all of a sudden Narumi says, I've passed off the baton. And I just know y'all imagine this the same way I did, because just imagine in the anime Narumi sitting on the ground, this Daikaiju thinks it's about to take him out, all of a sudden you just start hearing in the background, can someone please save my life, because I'm gonna go and I'm losing up. Hey, come on. Kafka pulls up and punches the hell out of this Daikaiju from the side. And that punch, literally you can see it in the panel, bro. You just see the ripples going all throughout the side of this Daikaiju. And it almost looks like Kafka's fist has pushed out the other side because of how much force goes in. And Narumi just devilishly looks up at Kaiju number 8 and says, show me your skills, Kafka hibino. And what? Narumi's hilarious, bro. Don't be over here talking about show me your skills when you just got mollywop, bro. How about you show me yours? Get up off the ground, bro. I'm just playing. Narumi is a G. And he held out as long as he could. And one thing that will be really cool about this is I'll be curious to see what capacity Hoshina can still fight in. Obviously, like we said, his suit was getting close to overheating and he got swiped away. But since Narumi is done here for the most part, he is not fighting anymore. Are Mina and Kafka about to fight together again, bro? Side by side again? Are we getting it that quickly, bat to bat? Mina is still going to be right there, obviously. She just didn't pull up as quickly as Kafka did. And like we just said, Hoshina and Narumi might be fully out of commission. Outside of Kafka and Mina fighting together, my biggest question for the chapter is honestly the health of Narumi right now, dog. I said chapters on chapters ago that if there was anybody that I could see dying in this war or getting absorbed, it would literally be Narumi. And we will see where this Daikaiju hit Narumi at. We will see how bad the wound is. We will see if Narumi can bind that wound with his suit. Or we'll see if that Kaiju literally hit Narumi with a fatal wound, bro, or a fatal attack. Just the way that he even said, I passed the baton, like, are you just saying that you passed the baton because it's the next person in line now? Like, Kafka's gonna fight? Or are you saying that because you're no longer top dog, bro? Like, even Narumi is basically saying, yeah, I'm gonna die from this attack. I hope that's not what it was. I really hope that it was the first option and it's just like, yes, Kaiju number 8 is next up in line, but something about that boy Narumi, man. He just got me worried. He's got me very worried. But nah, it will be dope to see next chapter ultimately what Kaiju number 8 can even do, bro. The fact that he regenerated his arm that quick and pulled up to this kaiju so fast that it didn't even see him, hear him, feel his presence pulling up on him. Kafka's different now, dog. It's serious now, dog. And Kafka look very normal right now, right? I will be very curious also to see, is he going to have new form of some sort? Is this just like his base form and he can change his body up a little bit? Maybe he'll get some extra spikes. Maybe he'll grow a tail. Maybe he'll get wings. What? I don't know. I'm just saying, will his body undergo any different changes now that he is technically fully kaiju? And what is the extent of this power up that he has now that he has a full bond with the original kaiju number 8? Next chapter is going to be dope, bro. Next chapter is going to be a chapter that a lot of people have been waiting for. And I think that chapter 120 will probably go down to be one of the best action chapters in this manga so far. I'm hyped for it all around. And I'm very curious, my last thing to see, can Kafka fully control himself in all aspects, bro? Can he still speak normally? Can he still communicate with everybody without losing his mind? If he feels the presence of another Daikaiju, is he still gonna think kill kaiju? Or is this bond that they have created truly left Kafka at the forefront? He can control everything. That's what I'm hoping for. But we will see. We will see. Ultimately, I just want to see these two duke it out this next chapter, and it will be really fun to see that. So let me know what your thoughts were on the chapter. I will definitely be back in 14 days, 2 weeks, to make another chapter review. But until then, we will be past the holidays at that point. So enjoy the holidays with your family. If not family, loved ones, whoever it might be. I appreciate y'all that come to the channel and check us out and show us love. It's been literally almost 3 years now that we've been making videos. So yeah, I appreciate y'all. Happy holidays. And as always, arigato for clicking on this video and watching, and I will catch y'all later. Peace.